had my first real six string, bought it at the five and dime, played it till my fingers bled. Was the summer of 16 days of my life. Ain't no use in complaining when you got a job to do. Spend my evenings down at the drive-in.
are proud. We want the world to come to us and be a part of our hopes, of our dreams, of our new beginning. We will make a different start. We will now open up our door, a city like you've never seen before. Come feel the vibrance, come hear us shout. Experience magic, come to the south. With one proud city we welcome you. What you've been looking for, we have it too. With our commitment we want you to know that we are here and we're about to show that Naga smiles to the world. 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 Naga smiles to the world.
Naga City in the Bicol region has been known for its evolving unique governance paradigms and local governance programs. In fact, it has been recognized by various national and international institutions, receiving numerous awards for these achievements. The city leadership, with the people's ardent support, continues to inspire creativity, participation, and productivity. Like his predecessor, the late DILG Secretary Jesse M. Robredo, incumbent Mayor John G. Bongat continues to bring honor to the city, the latest of which, among others, is Naga's being a judge for 2 consecutive years, 2015 to 2016, as the country's overall #1 most competitive component city. Naga was likewise chosen in 2013 and 2016 as one of the top next wave cities of the Philippines. Also in 2014, the Lee Kuan Yew Institute of Public Policy of the National University of Singapore recognized Naga's ICT-driven project entitled Using ICT for Civic Engagement Towards Responsive Decision-Making as the most inspiring innovation in e-government and participatory innovations in Asia. Mayor Bongat's aggressive pro-investment platform has yielded positive results. In 2014, BLGF certified that Naga has developed a strong local revenue base from real property and business taxes because of its robust economy, controlling a 44% share in the total revenues of all 7 cities in the Bicol region, a feat that remains unparalleled to date. To cap it all, Mayor Bongat himself received in 2016 the prestigious CEO Excel Award given by the International Association of Business Communicators Philippines for its exemplary leadership in the field of public service. Mayor Bongat, with his game-changing leadership raised by a solid foundation of good governance, is expected to continue leading his beloved city to greater heights. competitiveness, and livability has been the city government's focus since Mayor Bongat assumed office in July 2010. The efforts can be summed up in our Help Your City agenda, which stands for HELP. Health, housing, and the urban poor, education, arts, culture, and sports development, livelihood, employment, and human development, peace and order, and public safety, cleanliness, and environmental protection, and transparency, accountability, and good governance. Truly, Naga City has evolved into a community that is worth living, enjoyable, and sustainable. However, the most important element of Naga City is its people. So, the city government exerts extra effort in providing and sustaining programs for the various sectors. Aside from the multi-awarded Naga City People's Council, NCPC, which is the primary venue for participation in governance by the organized sectors, the city maintains development and programs for its urban poor, PWDs, senior citizen, youth, and women. These programs, offices, and organizations have become institutional expressions of the care and attention provided by the city government to every Nagueño, Nagueña. Just recently, the Manila Times has chosen Naga as one of the top 10 model livable cities in the country. Naga City, beyond being livable, is well on its way to being lovable city, inspiringly livable and adorable indeed. Naga City in the Bicol region has been known for its evolving unique governance paradigms and local governance programs. In fact, it has been recognized by various national and international institutions, receiving numerous awards for these achievements. The city leadership, with the people's ardent support, continues to inspire creativity, participation, and productivity. Like his predecessor, the late DILG Secretary Jesse M. Robredo, incumbent Mayor John G. Bongat continues to bring honor to the city. The latest of which, among others, is Naga's being a judge for 2 consecutive years, 2015 to 2016, as the country's overall #1 most competitive component city. Naga was likewise chosen in 2013 and 2016 as one of the top next wave cities of the Philippines. Also in 2014, the Lee Kuan Yew Institute of Public Policy of the National University of Singapore recognized Naga's ICT-driven project entitled Using ICT for Civic Engagement Towards Responsive Decision-Making as the most inspiring innovation in e-government and participatory innovations in Asia. Mayor Bongat's aggressive pro-investment platform has yielded positive results. In 2014, BLGF certified that Naga has developed a strong local revenue base from real property and business taxes because of its robust economy, controlling a 44% share in the total revenues of all 7 cities in the Bicol region, a feat that remains unparalleled to date. To cap it all, Mayor Bongat himself received in 2016 the prestigious CEO Excel Award given by the International Association of Business Communicators Philippines for its exemplary leadership in the field of public service. Mayor Bongat, with his game-changing leadership braced by a solid foundation of good governance, is expected to continue leading his beloved city to greater heights. Competitiveness and livability has been the city government's focus since Mayor Bongat assumed office in July 2010. The efforts can be summed up in our Help Your City agenda, which stands for HELP: health, housing, and the urban poor, education, arts, culture, and sports development, livelihood, employment, and human development, peace and order and public safety, cleanliness and environmental protection, and transparency, accountability, and good governance. Truly, Naga City has evolved into a community that is worth living, enjoyable, and sustainable. However, the most important element of Naga City is its people. So, the city government exerts extra effort in providing and sustaining programs for the various sectors. Aside from the multi-awarded Naga City People's Council, NCPC, which is the primary venue for participation in governance by the organized sectors, the city maintains development and programs for its urban poor, PWDs, senior citizen, youth, and women. These programs, offices, and organizations have become institutional expressions of the care and attention provided by the city government to every Nagueño, Nagueña. Just recently, the Manila Times has chosen Naga as one of the top 10 model livable cities in the country. Naga City, beyond being livable, is well on its way to being lovable city, inspiringly livable and adorable indeed.
Session is now. Everyone, we resume our session. We were in item number 8. Item number 8. We have already before us, and for which we acknowledge the presence of Mr. Ansel Manyo of EDP, Mrs. Gigi Abunal of the City Treasurer's Office, Mr. Alin Rayondanga of CEPIO. We also acknowledge the presence of Mr. Rene Gumba, and Mr. Jeff Achas is now before us. We requested for your presence, including Mr. Raymond Nasayaw. Okay, so there are only two persons involved. Okay, now can we ask somebody to please provide the backgrounder for the record, so that the concerned employees may also be able to hear the same. The Honorable Rayan Rentoy.
Mr. Chairman, during the privileged time, some of the members of the city youth officials, members of the Sangguniang Panlungsod, rendered their privileged speeches citing bad experience regarding the behavior of some of the City Hall employees of the city government of Naga. For one instance, Mr. Chairman, during the practice of the flash mob, which is a dance, which the city youth officials, some of the city youth officials, I believe, tapped Mr. Jeff Achas for help to help the city youth officials to choreograph the flash mob. And then again, as manifested by the city youth official Lumeda, there was a bad experience, citing that Mr. Jeff Achas shouted at them and then uttered bad words, and also citing that Mr. Jeff Achas was smoking inside the public place, inside the People's Hall, I believe. And also, on the second instance, Mr. Chairman, I understand the Nasil Gaya tapped the city officials to help them facilitate the Employees Week celebration, particularly to facilitate the games for the City Hall employees. And apparently, again, there were bad experiences experienced by the city officials, citing also the behavior of some of the City Hall employees. One for particular is Mr. Raymond Nasayaw, who also uttered bad words at the city officials, Mr. Chairman. So we are calling them here to hear their side also, and also to put an end for this once and for all. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you, Councilor Rayan Rentoy. So I noticed that when the Honorable Rayan Rentoy was providing the backgrounder, Mr. Jeff Achas was listening, as well as Mr. Raymond Nasayaw. So you must have gotten, or you must have an idea the reason why you were particularly called to appear before this body. In short, what we are saying is that some, if not all, of the city youth officials were deeply hurt, deeply offended, to the extent that an issue is apparently being made as to our governance, in particular with respect to the implementation of the City Youth Officials Program. We must understand that the City Youth Officials Program is not the making of the City Youth Officials. This is the decision made even during the time of the former Mayor Jesse Robredo. we are just continuing the implementation of these programs. We respect all our counterparts. We considered them almost equal, if not exactly equal, given the limitations under our law. But one thing is sure, we give due respect to them, and for which reason we expect similar respect from all other officials and employees of the city government of Naga. The rules are suspended. May we hear from the concerned individuals if you want to comment, if you want to react? Anyone?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Councilor Ray and Rintoy.
first from Ms. Elaine Miranda of what is complaining of relative to Mr. Jeff Achas. So that will be brief also when he comes to
Okay. Ms. Lumeda.
On our, as I've said in my privileged speech, on the second day of our practice for the mob dance, Mr. Jeff, we admit that the practice started a bit disorderly because some of us were laughing, some of us were a bit noisy, but then he shouted that word, and it was very embarrassing since there were so many employees who were punching their DTRs for their time out, and it was really embarrassing. Even if he have already apologized, I particularly was still am still hurt. And on the other matter regarding the smoking inside the premises of the City Hall is also an issue, since we have this Republic Act 9211, Tobacco Regulation Act, saying that smoking in public places or smoking where in recreational activities of the youth, most specifically to us, is prohibited. And that's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Councilor Lumeda. There is Elaine Lumeda. So any comment from the concerned employee?
All right, so good morning to Mr. Chairman and the rest of the city officials. I'll just have, maybe it will just take about 5 minutes to explain my part and what had happened during that day. If I can still remember, it was May 5, Friday, it's exactly 5 o'clock in the afternoon, the second day of rehearsal, and almost all of the CYOs, I think almost all of them were present during the rehearsal. And it's true that I was invited as choreographer of the said activity, which we only have 2 days preparation, given the only of 2 hours. And according to Councilor Elaine, I shouted and mentioned bad words. And at the end of the day, before we say goodbye to each other, I asked an apology. I apologized to them and explaining that the bad words I mentioned, I am not pertaining to a particular person, or I'm not pertaining to a certain individual, but I am pertaining to the scenario na maguguluhon, na maribukon. Now, as Councilor Elaine said, they are tickling, they're laughing at the back, and I believe some of the city youth officials can attest that I explained to them what was the real scenario, what's my feeling. And the second issue is that smoking, before I went to the smoking area, after that, after what had happened, the shouting it was, I left them to my dancers, and before heading to the smoking area, I already lighted the candle, I'm sorry, the cigarette, because there's so much stress of, just imagine the 45 or 50 CYOs, and you're only one as a choreographer. I've been a choreographer for so long, and I have a license as a choreographer and a member of Bicol Choreographer Association, and yeah, I admit. And as I asked an apology. I mean, I apologize to them that night before we go and explain to them what's the real feeling, that I am not pertaining to you or to whoever, but the scenario to us, the situation na mapagalon, maguluhon, maribukon, na the other CYOs in front are participating. And yes, okay, so I mean, I apologize that day, and if I just want to, again, if you feel that I am not respecting you, the CYOs, if you felt disrespected, again, I think I already said my part, and I think my hashtag also is hashtag begets respect begets respect. How does it feel that there's a teacher in front of you and teaching a certain execution, a certain step, and you were not listening, or you were chatting with your co-CYOs? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jeff Achas. By the way, we wish to acknowledge the presence of our City Youth Mayor, the Honorable Angelica Agonoy. So if there is no reaction or comment insofar as Mr. Jeff Achas is concerned, we will proceed to Mr. Raymond Nasayaw. Yes, Mr. Ken Mendoza.
But before we hear Mr. Chair the side of Mr. Raymond, I just would like to apologize of what I have said in my privilege speech. I'm not generalizing all, but I'm just mentioning some of the employees of the City Hall. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yes, Councilor Lomeda.
Mr. Chair, I accept the apology given by Mr. Jeff. However, I am requesting for a public apology, especially to the youth officials, regarding that behavior. And it's, for me, that's the only thing, a public apology, and no cases or whatever that should be given to Mr. Jeff. Thank you.
Yes, Councilor Kerwin Hidalgo.
Mr. Chair, I believe that Mr. Jeff already said his apologies way back at our practice. Sir,
And right now, he repeated
yes, sir.
that. And that's
and
considered...
I don't think that I think it is already sufficient. And why do we still need to make this issue bigger? Mr. Jeff already admitted he is wrong. So ano pang kaypuhan ta?
Okay, thank you, Councilor Hidalgo. Councilor Julian Labadia Jr.
Mr. Chairman, mayo naman ini sa kamot kang mga city youth councilors ining pagdesisyon tungkol kay Jeff Achas. Kasi nagsabi ka mo, totoo man talaga na nag-apologize na pala ng kadto. So, ang nahihiling kong importansya igdi, kung anong aki palang kamo dapat, aram na nindo si paninindugan, kan sa indong bigsasabi. Mayong maraot, magpatawad, Mr. Chairman. Normal yan sa tuyang mga Pilipino, Bicolano, lalong-lalo na mga Nagenyo, malumoy ang sa tuyang puso. Pero dahil dyan nagtatapos, Mr. Chairman, na nag-public apology, and then masabi si mga nag-privilege speech na councilor, ano pa pag-uulayan ta? Pag-uulayan ta, importante ang Sangguniang Panlungsod. You have delivered privilege speeches. So sasabihin ta, okay na? Dahil pwede, Mr. Chairman. Dapat iniyo makaabot ini sa human resource, dapat makaabot kay Mayor Jan, dapat si mga suggestion kang pag-iriba, mag-gibuning sanction para digdi sa mga taong ini. si privilege speeches kang mga city youth councilor, dahil naman mababawi kang pag-apologize and then pagsabi nindo na ini na balangibog na sa buong Bicol. Malinaw na maray na ang pigsasabi nindo, ang empleyado ng taga City Hall may pigibong pagkakasala sa mga city youth councilors. May mga makulog bang pigsabi subago na tungkol sa Naga. Iyo ba yan ang city government kang Naga sa pagpadalagan? Ngunyan dahil na nagtaram, malumoy na. Dahil pwede, Mr. Chairman, sa hiling ko dapat ang si pigsabi, magkaigwaning maninigong kasimbagan sa Human Resource Development Office kung anong sanction pwede, especially pigpaliwanagan digdiyo na inaccept ni Mr. Jeff Atsas ang sa iyang kasalan.
Yes, Councilor Kerwin Hidalgo. But before that, let us be clarified. If what is being sought is public apology, I think that was already done. You admitted it. Everyone is admitting it. That was already done immediately after the incident, and right now before us, the same public apology was already expressed by Mr. Jeff Achas. But if we're talking about other action, that will be another matter. So insofar as public apology is concerned, that was already done. Okay? Yes, Mr. Hidalgo.
Nasabi mo naman po, Mr. Chan, pinupunto ko man lang po is there is no need for another public apology since nagibo na po siya. And ang gusto ko man lang po sabihin, Mr. Chair, is duman po, di ko man po sinasabing lingawanta na to. Ang gusto ko man lang po pasabot is mahalat na lang po kita ang necessary actions, Mr. Chair. Thank you po.
Well, as to whatever necessary action, we will have to decide on that if we want to put an end on this. Okay? So, if there is no more question, comment, or reaction insofar as Mr. Jeff Achas is concerned, can we proceed to Mr. Raymond Nasayaw? Okay? Maybe Mr. Raymond Nasayaw is asking what is the complaint about insofar as he is concerned. Can somebody please tell us? Yes, Councilor Jessa Nieves.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, ang pinupunto ko lang po sa privilege speech ko, so ay po kay ang kani, na-assign po kami sa setup duman sa Aragawan Kalapati po as instructed by our leader, si Ken Mendoza. Then, after that po, bigla po akong pinaapod sa Naga City People's Hall, informing na nag-iiriwal na po daata, nag-discussion kung isa po dang nainot, maglaog dyan sa People's Hall. Then, nagdoon po ako sa stage, and then tinukdo ko po si Team Ninda, tapos hindi po talagang nainot. But then, may nag-raise pong comments na dapat po na mag-declare, di man po gabos nag-agi sa race. So, po katong may nag-comment po kay Tuyo, nagsabi na po siya, nagkusog na po si boss niya, and ang pagkakasabi niya sa ko, isabi yung ko po daan totoo, tapos may bad words pa. I think, being a youth, siguro, di niya man po niya karapatan na ipasubog po kami in front of many employees po. Because, syempre po, kami lang po, nasugo lang po talaga kami. Yan po ang point ko. Nasugo lang po kami, and kami po ang napasubog. Actually po, siya po talagang natandaan ko na agresibuhon po talaga na magreklamo sa muya. And then after po, ang atong nag-distribute na 4 bigs na lunch, nagrani pa po siya sa mo, tas may sala po da kami, nag-walk out po talaga ako, tutabo ko na madangog ang sabihon niya. Maski po tapos na, tigi-insist pa na, sala kami ang sala. Yan na po, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Councilor Jessa Nieves. Mr. Raymond Nasaya, would you like to be heard? Would you like to speak? Would you like to comment on the allegation against you?
Good morning po. Bago po ako mag-phone, i-elaborate ko lang po si mga nangyari. Primero po kay ito, declare kaming gana, tapos binawi. Ang sabi po dahil na, kang mga opisyalis, karawat lang po, daa.
The officials you are referring to, who are they?
Nasilgeya po, Nasilgeya.
Okay.
Kami man po as a team, sige na, may kita magiginibo, is maglaban. Nagkawat po ulit, and nag-explain sinda, although ang explain is malabo po ano. Nagkawat na po kami dyan.
Who are you referring to? Who
Si
explained?
nag-explain po, si Sir. Di po.
You are referring to?
Si CYO City Youth Official Mr. Ken.
Councilor Ken Mendoza.
Opo.
Okay.
Nagkawat na po kami, last ng kawat. Yun na po nga ito, nanggana na kami. Nag-award na sa baba. Tinaon na po si trophy. Dahil lang na si Cash. Nagpicture na po kami. Nag-upload na kami po ang gana. Kayo sinda po kaya nag-declare. Twice po kami tig-declare, gana. Yun po. Nagpicturean, may award na po kami, dahil lang si kwarta, in-upload sa Facebook, na kami ang winner sa pakawat. After a minute, binawi po ninda si award, bako po na kami ang gana, and mayo po kaming nadango na nag-sorry. Nagpasensya na, sorry po, na Miss Colombia, garo, arg lang kayan, di mi po ito nadangog, yun na po ito, garo, napasupog man po kami, and mayo po akong bad words na sinabi, makakatistigos po kayan ang siyam kong kaibanan sa grupo. Yan po dyan si Miss Apin, Mrs. Apin, basta po, 10 po kami, makakatistigos sinda na mayo ako pong minuda. Ito po, kung nagtataraman ako, daralang yang kang bugso ng damdamin sa sobrang kapagalan ka, sir, mapagalong ka, baba sakat, almost pirang baba sakat po, digdi itok pa. And tapos po, i-declare ka lang na daog. Ayun po. Pero hiling mo po talagang gana. And may sinabi pa ako, binawi si trophy, sabi ko, ang trophy po, itataw ko sa indo pati ang cash prize. Pero sa puso may kami ang gana. Yung lang pa yung sinabi ko, may na pong iba. Salamat po.
Okay. Just stay there, Mr. Raymond Nasayaw. We will allow first Councilor Jessa Nieves, and then you still would like to speak? Okay, so Councilor Ken Mendoza, and then after you, Councilor Ian Kenneth Badong.
Mr. Chair, inot pa lang po, bago po kami mag-announce kang mechanics, ang inot po bagang aagihan kang gabos na participants, which is the registration. And nakapag-register na po kami, sir, ng 25 participants. And napag-ulayan may man po, sir, sa Nasilgeya na madagdag kami ng grupo if ever na may mabarali pa. And saro sir sa mga nagranisa mo, sir, is Mr. Raymond. Siya po, sir, itong garo ang pakaintindi ko, sir, kang pakasabi niya kato, sir, kang habang inapod po ako, sir, ni Miss Danica, Councilor Danica, na Ken madyanig di ako na ang nasasala, ako na ang naanggutan. Inapod po ninda ako, sir. Then after po kato, tigpaliwanag ko po, sir, kumpira po, sir, si mga makawat and the colors po, sir, kang mga mabarali po. And saro po, sir, sa nadang ko pang sinabi niya, katapos ko pong magpaliwanag, dahil mo ako naiintindihan. Iyo po to, sir. Tigpaliwanag ko na nga ni po, sir. Ako palugod po, sir. Si Day nakaintindi sa iya. Saro pa po, sir. Sa pag-relay ko po, sir, kang mechanics, gabos po sinda, sir, nakaturukaw. And day po, sir, malabo ang paka-explain ko, tatig saro-saro ko po sa inda kada station. And day ko po, sir, kasalan kung nagdadaya po ang grupo niya na natotoo man po na duman sa kawat na to, may mga nagdadaraya. Imbis, sir, group 1, sir, ang makawat para duman, nagkakawat na ang group 2. Ang group 2 man, lugod po, sir, naghahalat, mayo, sir, sinda makawat. Tapos, ang group 1, sir, nanginginutan na. Kung ano-ano na po, sir, ang mga pandadayang ginigibo po, sir, sa kawat na, sabi mi nga ni, sir, kunyari po, sir, sa Purutukan Lobo, ang sabi ko po sir is tutukawan and mapap ng balon na may papel na arnis. And ang nailing ko po sir sa kawat ninda is pandadaya na. Is pinuputok ninda gamit ang hand na napipira lang nag-execute ng pagpap ng balon na tinutukawan po. Saro pa po sir, ang kinuha ninda sir na papel kang group ninda is duwang papel na ning arnis. Ibig sabihin, duwa man sir ang makaklaim nindang arnis. And manonotice man po yan sir kang mga city official na naka-assign po duman na dawa po sir si ibang sa nasilgayan na aram ninda na duwa ang kaput na arnis kang grupo ninda. And in fact po sir, malinaw po sir si pakasabi ko sir kang mechanics po sir. Dawa haraputon pa po nindo ang city official day po ako naghahambog na malinaw ang sinasabi ko. Ako nag-explain ako pirang beses na po dawa haputon po nindo sir ang nasilgeya. Tig-explain ko po sa indayan kung anong in-explain ko po duman, in-explain ko man sir sa baba po sir kang pag-relay ko po ng mechanics.
Okay. Thank you, Councilor Ken Mendoza. Councilor Ian Kenneth Badong. Mr. Ansel Manyo, please be ready with your comment or reaction because you are involved here.
Thank you, Mr.
As
Chair.
President of Nasilgaya. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Sa sinabi po ni Mr. Nasayaw, in terms of, da kami nag-apologize, kami naghagad sorry. Kung ako po nagtaramduman sa inutan, naghagad po ako ning dispensa in behalf of the City Youth Officials 2017. Nagsabi po ako na pasensya po, nag-apologize po ako in behalf of the City Youth Officials sa mga, kung dariribong po kamo sa mga instructions. Pero kung sabi ko po kato, ang issue po kaya is duman naman po lugod sa last game, which is the sack race. Ang nangyari po duman, ang instruction po ni Councilor Ken Mendoza is saro lang ang mataas. And supposed to be, kung saro lang mataas, ang venue mi po kaya kato is dyan mismo sa luwas kan city, dyan po sa compound dyan po sa luwas. Ang nangyari po kato, ang expect po kan city youth official na yaon po duman nagbabantay, si siyang pong grupo, mga miyembro po ninda, duman lang sana mastay. Tang instructions man lang po sana is duman, asaro lang ang mataas para magkuha ka tong bell or magpatanog ka to. Yung man lang po to. Tapos pagkaabot ko po duman, nag-explain po ako. At yan po, nagreklamo na naman siya. Naging aggressive po siya. Si iba pong mga employees po ang City Hall, nagreklamo naman lugod po. Garo nangyari po, pasiring lugod sa mo. Garo, siya po ang nagiging cause. Kung nagiging maribok. Si Pakawat. Yun po to, nag-apologize po kami, pero di man po kami dinangog.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Councilor Ian Kenneth Badong. Councilor Jessa Nieves, would you still like to speak on this? Okay. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, ang mga nangyari po, totoo po, sinabi ni Councilor Ken and Councilor Ian, and patotoo po nga kaya, sobrang agresibo niya. Kami na po ang kang mga participants. Yes po, staff ka po, pero you don't have the right na maging cause kami na ngiritan lang kang tao because iyo po, ginagalang may ka, and nag-sorry po, and sabi mo po, di kami nag-sorry, na nag-sorry po nga, and sinabi niya na po yan. And siguro po, kung yan, existing ka-team me, masasabi po na nagmuda po talaga siya. Dayon po to, day po kayo mahambog sa sinasabi ming, nagmuda po talaga siya. Nasa inutan po nga na ako ang stage, sabihin ko na ang totoo, sabi niya sa ako, sabihin ngayanin daw ba ang totoo? So, insert bad words. Ano po ito ba itong muda? Anong English kang muda? Yun na lang lugod to. Salamat po.
Thank you, Councilor Nieves. Raymond?
Sige, sir.
And then after you, we will allow Mr. Ansel Manyo to speak.
Iyo po. Magpapatunay po ang masabi po kayan, kung talaga nagbuda ako, is si mga tao sa baba. And si mga ka-teammate ko po. Ako po, di man ako nagsasabing, di po ako nagmuda. And alanggaw lang si garopagmati ko.
Okay.
Ano pa po
Let us clarify that. Are you not admitting?
No, sir. Di po ako nagmuda, sir. And sa public po, di po ako nagmuda, sir.
Okay. So, in other words, you are denying the allegation against you. Okay. Any other statement you wish to add? If none, Mr. Ansel Manyo. But before that, Councilor Del Castillo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Actually, Mr. Chairman, the reason why we requested Mr. Manyo is to know who are the in charge of a particular event, particularly that one being mentioned by Youth Councilor Mendoza, na dahil niya nangangaranan si itong empleyadong babae kan syudad na apparently may ginibong mandata. So that's the very reason why we requested Mr. Manyo.
Okay.
So, with that, Mr. Chair, siguro maaraman taman anong particular event itong nangyaring ito na may bakong maray na nangyari, nangaring masimbag man na tultol ni Mr. Manyo. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Thank you, Councilor Del Castillo. Mr. Ansel Manyo.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Since mga city officials. Let me just give a background kung ano si participation kan CYO. If I remember it right, for the last 7 years, we've been tapping CYOs for these activities. And it's been successfully done since. Ngunyan lang po kaya, remember na this is also the first time na giniba mo yung Employees Week. Dati po kaya Employees Day lang. This time we expanded it para ma-recognize itong mga empleyados as in to foster teamwork and camaraderie within the organization. Itong experience na actually may akong first hand, and I appreciate Councilor Ken talaga naili ko man sa effort niya during the day. And I would express them in behalf ng mga empleyado, I would apologize to what happened. Although dahil ko manahiling si mga actual events. But again, itong mga events nagsailing ko na nagbugso, yan ako naman sa stage. Kaya nga sabi ko, advice ko kay Councilor Ken na kamo ang nag-coordinate, then you decide. Kasi ang being the formulator ka itong event, sinda mag-decide. And I advise the first level of seat ka mga staff na to abide kung ano ang desisyon kang CYO. Again, siguro on a hindsight, di ko man ma-blame specifically si Raymond na kasi may nadogman ako sa mga audience na bakong within among them bakong malinaw si guidelines. Pero again, sa iling ko, ang regret ko lang po, personal regret ko lang is there are avenues that pwede tayong i-discuss without, having here. Na siguro na-discuss on a much private conversation with given niya on si HR, on si grievance committee, rather than have it in public. Given that yaw na pagkita sa lugar na ini, I would seek the apology of the CYOs for kung ano po nangyari. Sana maging learning experience on both sides ini kasi in reality masakit man talagang minsan pag-convince sa mga empleyado mag-participate is also difficult, and I've seen the CCYO kung paano sila nahirapan during the day. Pero again, si reaction man ka nagsarali, naiintindihan ko man kasi itong the spirit of competitiveness siya ako po kaya during the day so nahiling ko man ito. Yun lang po yan, Mr. Chair, regret ko. It would have been better kung on a private venue na kinibot tayo na without really, to express our deepest, feelings on the event.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ansel Manyo. Now we go now to what we should do. Okay. Let us be clarified. Insofar as Mr. Jeff Achas is concerned, there was an admission as to the allegation against him. Although there was an explanation why it came about. But insofar as Mr. Raymond Nasayaw is concerned, it appears that he is contesting the allegations against him. Given this circumstance, what do we do? Councilor Elmer Baldimoro.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Nasayaw denied the allegation, and my counterpart, the Honorable Mendoza, saying that there was an instance na nagdadaraya, dahil po maray sa mga empleyado na maski yan ordinaryong pakawat, nagdadaya. According to Mr. Nasayaw, Mr. Chair, bako man lang siya ang makapapagpatunay, may ibang team member, and he pointed out Miss Apin, a member of our secretariat. May we know, Mr. Chair, kay Miss Apin regarding kung totoo ang sinasabi ni Mr. Nasayaw, and being one of the member of the team, totoo ba na nandaya sila? Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Councilor Elmer Balimoro. The rules remain suspended. Christine, would you like to speak? Would you like to respond? Would you like to answer?
Good morning po. Actually, part po ako ang black team sa team ni Marms. Di ko po masasabi na kami nagdaya. Masasabi ko po na kami nagkawat. Iyo po. Milang po kaya kato, garo na pasupog po kami, nanggana na po kami, tapos binawian kasi daan nag-aging sakrays gabos, nagtugot po kami mag-sakrays ulit gabos. Nanggana ulit po kami, tapos dineclared kaming winner. Pigtaon na po si trophy. Then again, pigbawi po ulit, kami nagprotesta. Kung nasabi mo po kang mga CYO na nahiling namin na nagdaya, day ko po mapapatunayan na ito, basta ako po, si sadiri ko, day ako nagdaya.
Okay.
Day po ako makakataram sa parte po kang iba.
Okay.
Ayan.
Thank you, Christine. Okay, given these circumstances, if somebody wishes to pursue necessary action, that will have to be done, if that is all right with the members of this body, with the appropriate office or body within the structure of the city government of Naga. What is important is that we are able to immediately take this up and find out from the contending parties the respective position on the matter, so that it cannot be said that we did not act on this, especially given that this was already brought to the open by way of the members, the city youth officials availing of their respective privileged time. Councilor Labadia Jr., and then after you, Councilor Akid Arroyo and Councilor Del Castillo.
Si mga pig-urulayan, Mr. Chairman, ng mga mechanics, ano lang ito, sabi nga ni Kayan, kung si Miss Colombia nabawian ng corona, buong mundo pa ito naghihiling. Si team, team black, pero baka grabe na si kulugbuot nindo. Anyway, Mr. Chairman, ang gusto ko lang sabihin, every week, every Monday, gabos na City Hall employees, kaya ba ng mga city officials, nagsusumpa kita, dyan baga sa flag ceremony, baka i-remind lang ang mga empleyado, particularly si Jeff Atchas, saka si Mr. Raymond Nasayaw, na halos every Monday, akong kamo dyan, nagsusumpa na magiging maray kamong empleyado kang syudad ng Naga, to be specific. Ngunyan, arog lang kaning simpleng pangyayari, nagkariribok ang Sangguniang Panlungsod, naaraman kang buong Bicolandia dahil sa kagibuhan nindo. Kaya sa kuya, Mr. Chairman, I would suggest that we refer the complaint or in particular issue sa opisina kang Human Resource kay Mr. Bob Orsua para magkaigwang recommendation kay Mayor or sa Sangguniang Panlungsod kung anong dapat mangyari digdi sa duwang City Hall employees na iyon na nga ipigreklamo kang mga city youth councilors or mga city youth officials.
Okay, we will go back to your suggestion, which we may consider later on as a motion. Councilor Akid Arroyo.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Actually, kang nagdanawag ako sa bago, Mr. Chair, katong exchange, pero pagmati ko, nagdanawag ako ng iriwal ng mga aki, no, na nagbutwa dahil sa karawatan. No? So, sana data malingawan na pagkarawat yan, talagang sportsmanship ang value na maluwas dyan. Dapat maayo dyan ning onion skin. No? Kasi karawat yan, no? Pag nagkarawat kita, mayo talaga dyan yung konsyal, dyan mayor, dyan vice mayor, pagkarawat yan. But that doesn't mean din na maluwas kita duman sa decorum na expected from public officials or government employees. Permita po yan dara-dara, maski anong gibuhon ta, whether it's sports or something more serious than, or other more serious things. And that same thing goes through also for the city youth officials, no? Kasi city youth officials kamo, and therefore the same standard is expected from you, no, sa indong conduct. So both ways ang sailing ko Mr. Hagadong ko sa duwang lado mag-reflect tabi duman sa nangyari, and if you can recommend measures na nga itong nangyari, dahil na maulit. So that's the least that I am expecting both from the side of the City Hall employees and the city youth officials. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Councilor Raquel Arroyo. Councilor Del Castillo, and then after you, Councilor Baldimoro, and then we dispose of this item. Last to speak is Councilor Vidal Castillo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ang gusto ko lang maaraman, Mr. Chair, because igwa pang sarong empleyado na natatada na pigsabi si City Councilor, Youth Councilor Mendoza. Ang pigsabi niya, in particular, babae. So, I want to know who's that leading employee of the city. Because if we will impose sanction should be imposed to all. So,
okay.
I really want to know.
Okay.
Ang pag-repair kan bagay na hindi kung sakali sa Human Resource Management Office, karabay.
I also want to know, Councilor Del Castillo.
Thank you very much.
I had also tried to determine the name of that person to no avail in consultation with Councilor Ken Mendoza. So probably this matter can later on be considered. Councilor Elmer Baldimoro.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Kasi bago po, hinahapot ko ang sa kong counterpart. Kung isay ang nag-request or isay ang nag-offer na ang CYO as in the Silgeia mag-partner. But then, Mr. Manyo said that for several years, CYO ang nagpa-facilitate. So, dahil po, with this incident, Mr. Chair, may I suggest for the Silgeia to review or consider na pag-ulayan giraray with the succeeding city officials kung ma-partner pag-iraray sinda in this endeavor. Baka mas maray, Mr. Chair, na kung araw kaning mga intense na activity, ilikay tamo na ang satoya mga city official. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Councilor Baldimoro. Councilor Vidal Castillo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We are fortunate today because our city legal officer is with us. Kasubago pa po yan, nagdadangog, nagbabalidate. Kasubago pa po yan, listening, kanggabos na mga pag-disclose in this session, Mr. Chairman. Can we request, Mr. Chairman, a legal opinion to our city legal officer and submit next session for our final disposition, Mr. Chairman?
Would you like to do that? Can we just refer this to the Human Resource and Management Office?
Mr. Chairman, I'm serious, Mr. Chairman. Kasuba ko pong nagpe-privilege speech sa yung mga sa tuyang mga kaibaan na City Youth Councilor. Grabe po, natats na marayan sa kuyang pagmati, considering, Mr. Chairman, na apat ang aki ko panay mga babae.
Okay.
Kasuba ko na nakihibi ang mga babae digdiyo, talagang hinahanap ko konsistay ito. Siguro, Mr. Chairman, timbangon pa na lang. Hiligon tayo ng mga nagreklamo, hiligon tayo itong pigireklamo. Madali lang ang tauning conclusion, Mr. Chairman. Alagad na po ko pong manginot, ako po kung City Legal Officer kang City of Naga.
Okay.
Ikaw po kitang City Legal Officer, nagdadangog, nagbabalidate. Ano po na kung painutunta mo na siya? Mag-submit ng legal opinion.
Okay.
Para po sa tuyang next session. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you, Councilor Vidal Castillo. Attorney Perfecto Bragais III, will you be able to render an oral legal opinion, or are you not ready? Can you do it some other time on the subject matter? Yes, Councilor Del Castillo.
With due respect, Mr. Chair, I believe there is no legal issue involved here. So, what's the use of getting the legal opinion of the legal officer?
Okay. Maybe the Honorable Vidal Castillo wishes to be clarified about the offense that may have been committed, if any. We are referring to the administrative offense or probably criminal offense, if any. Yes, Councilor Vidal Castillo.
Mr. Chairman, ako po, base lang po sa mga pig-disclose kan sa tuyang mga city youth official na nag-conduct ng privilege speeches na ang sabi, yan po digdi sa City Hall compound nagsisigarilyo. Sinda po mga empleyado kang City Hall. Good governance. Na dapat tayo mahalin senda kang ini mga youth.
Okay.
Pagkatapos, doon po ang sendang i-disclose na senda kong kinakay po. Kaya po, bago ko po manginutan, kaya gusto ko po manginut muna ang City Legal Officer. Kaya ko kitang City Legal Officer. Ikaw po kita mga lawyer. Yan si Atty. Del Castillo, Atty. Malsakit, alagad, inutunta po ang City Legal Officer.
Okay. Can you render your legal opinion later, Attorney Bragais III? Okay. Okay. So, for the meantime, we refer this to the Human Resource and Management Office for his appropriate action with the instruction to render a report to us as to the action taken by that office. Should a legal opinion be rendered by the city legal officer, the same will have to be furnished the Mr. Huberto Orsua for whatever use it may have in disposing of this issue. Okay, so that's all. That's our disposition. Councilor Greg Abunal, Councilor Rakid Arroyo, Councilor Del Castillo, and then Councilor Ray Anretoy.
Mr. Chairman, if this matter is to be referred to the Human Resource Office, first may I know whether we have an officer of the Human Resource here present?
There is none.
There is none. There being none, Mr. Chairman, who will refer this to the office, and how will it be presented? Will it be written? Who will write it? Who will speak? Who will whatever?
As we usually do, the Secretary will refer this to SRMO, stating in the referral letter the acts involved and a summary of the proceedings that we had in today's session.
Yeah, it's clear therefore that the Secretary will write it out and forward the matter, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. As to the referral to the HRMO, I think that's clear, because there were certain acts alleged to have been committed by our employees, by our co-workers in the city government, and therefore might need investigation by the HRMO and that, considering that that's the office really charged with enforcing civil service rules as far as the city hall is concerned. But as to the referral to the city legal officer, may we know, Mr. Chair, if it is clear to the city legal officer what question actually will he be answering? Because when we seek a legal opinion, there is a legal question that we want him to answer. So may we know if the city legal officer is clear as to what question he will answer if he has to render a legal opinion?
Attorney Bragais.
Good noon, Your Honors. I think the primary purpose of this legal opinion would be to inform the members of this body, especially the city officers, the procedure in the disciplining of employees of the city government. There is a procedure, and I will explain it in the legal opinion. The mayor or any higher official cannot simply impose a penalty on the basis of a privileged speech. So there is a procedure that to be followed. There is due process to be observed, and that due process requires the party complained of to explain his side, and the complaint must be under oath. The investigation cannot be initiated or cannot start on the basis of a privileged speech. There must be a complaint under oath by the complainant.
Yes, Councilor Rakid Arroyo.
That's actually my point, Mr. Chair, because if that would be the case, then it is as if we are telling the city legal officer that we don't know what actually he will be saying in his legal opinion. I think when we seek legal opinion, there is a question to which the Sangguniang are not in agreement as to what decision or basis of the decision would be. Right now, there's no question, Mr. Chair, and we have not even answered because there is no question.
So, would you like to ask?
I don't think we should already seek the opinion of the city legal officer because we have not even framed the questions ourselves. So I think the HRMO, based on the HRMO, with due indulgence from our esteemed colleague, Honorable Castillo, is it okay if we wait for the process of the HRMO before we go to the city legal officer?
Thank you, Honorable Marsakit Arroyo, but the problem, Attorney Miles, Honorable Miles, with the problem with the human resource, I think garo 5 bulan na kita may problema bagati nag-a-appeal before the Sangguniang Panlungsod. Kung i-return tayo, pero dahil naman sa na-inaction na din sa tuyang subject matter ngunya. Mr. Chairman, I am not requesting the legal officer to file a complaint in the court against this employee. I am just requesting legal opinion.
About what particular issue?
Regarding the privileged speeches of the city youth official, Mr. Chairman, uttering bad words to the city youth official, this particular personnel of the city government of Naga. And besides, they are smoking inside the city compound, Mr. Chairman. They were smoking while the city youth official nahihiling po sinda. Yun po ang complaint kang mga city youth official na magisindang model dito sa laog kang compound pero sinda nagsisigarilyo.
In other words, you want to seek an opinion from the city legal officer as to whether the act being referred to in the privileged speech constitute an offense, assuming the same or the representation to be true. Okay? So, at any rate, for whatever it may be worth, the city legal officer may or may not send the legal opinion to the HRMO, who is, after all, is presumed to know a particular act to have been defined by law to be such with the supposed corresponding penalty. Okay? Okay. Councilor, I think it was Councilor Rayan Ritoy or Councilor Badi del Castillo? Councilor Badi.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Actually, Mr. Chairman, when we began treating this issue, this representation requested the presence of the Human Resource Management Office because all these things involve personnel action. In fact, if somebody will file a case, it is covered by the RARACs, the revised rules on administrative cases in the civil service, which is being administered by the Human Resource Management Office. But I'm really saddened, Mr. Chair, that the Sangguniang Panlungsod is being snubbed by the Human Resource Management Officer. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Thank you, Councilor Del Castillo. We will go to that matter later under item number 18 of the unfinished business. Councilor Rian Rintoy.
Mr. Chairman, at the outset, we also express our appreciation to Mr. Nasayaw and Jeff Achas and also to their immediate supervisors in coming over and in honoring our invitation. But I just wish, Mr. Chairman, that we are joined here by our Human Resource Management Officer.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, we consider that as a closing remark on this particular item, and therefore we thank Mr. Nasayaw, Mr. Jeff Achas, together with your respective heads of offices, Mrs. Gigi Abunal, and Mr. Allen Riondanga, Mr. Ansel Manyo. We will no longer further detain you because we will already be proceeding to the next item. Okay? Next item.
Unfinished business.
By the way, before that, we have already given instruction to the secretary. Okay? The instruction is clear, Mr. Gil de la Torre?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next item.
Unfinished business, letter dated May 8, 2017, Abisan of the City Mayor, submitting the balance of the 2016 surplus, net of approved appropriations amounting to 47,124,834.50 centavos, setting aside all previous requests for appropriations which are not included in the appropriation ordinances.
We refer this to the Committee on Appropriations. By the way, the rules are reinstated. Item number 2. Yes, Councilor Balimoro.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In this letter, Mr. Chair, the City Mayor requested that items 1, 2, and 3 be prioritized as it has been previously submitted to the Sangguniang for consideration. However, Mr. Chair, I'm just taking consideration item number 2 pertaining to the compensation of job order and contractual personnel. I understand, Mr. Chair, na may mga job order and contractual employees na for more than 2 months na day pa nasureldo. So
why is that?
Because of no appropriation, Mr. Chair.
What do we approve our 2017 annual budget?
Maybe that's
unless these are new employees. Yes, Councilor Abonal, Councilor Julian Labadia Jr., Councilor Del Castillo.
Yung item number, I think number 2, Mr. Chairman, yung dating gawi sa City Hall, pinapatrabaho dahil patapos ang mga papeles. In other words, these are people who have been tasked to work and yet are not even officially listed. Now, the unhappy thing about it is that's only partial. Igwa pa ang listang maabot. That's why we did not act on it.
Councilor Labadia Jr.
Mr. Chairman, aputong ko lang po ang satuyang City Secretary kung si requesta kang Sangguniang Panlungsod, si itong pigahagad ta na si pangaran katong nasa job order and contractual na i-submit na kang opisinang hinahagad ta sa si mga pangaran.
Mr. Secretary?
We have not yet received such information, Mr. Chair.
So, kung sarong issue pa lang, Mr. Chairman, dahil na itatao, mas importante, Mr. Chairman, ang item na ini i-refer sa Committee on Appropriation dahilan nga sa kadakultang hinahagad dahil pa natatawanan. And then, Mr. Chairman, sa pig-mention ni Councilor Elmer Baldimoro, dahil man lugod magluwas na dahil sa tuya, kaya dahil nakakasweldo ang mga ang job order and contractual. Nadangog ko kay Councilor Elmer na kung taano din nakasweldo dahil kay puhan ini. Siguro matawan tang linaw ang notion, Mr. Chairman, na bako kita ang nagdi-delay mayo kitang pigdi-delay, and gusto ta matawan ang dapat para sa mga empleyado kang siyudad ning Naga. So again, may I reiterate, Mr. Chairman, that this particular item be referred to the Committee on Appropriation.
Before that, Councilor Del Castillo, before we resolve that motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Actually, my concern, Mr. Chair, is first, I agree with the Honorable Abunal na baka dahil nagsisweldo si ibang mga empleyado dahil pick-appoint mayo ning certificate as to availability of funds. Which this representation is keep repeating na baka may mga empleyado na pick-appoint, may nagtatrabaho na, pero mayo man talaga ning pundo na dapat kukuanan kan sa indang sweldo. Kaya dahil sila nagsweldo, magkaraya pa sila. Second, Mr. Chair, I agree that with Councilor Baldimoro that we expedite some items, particularly item number 2 and 3. Dahil nag-approve kita ng sarong ordinansa na pig-adjust si rate kan mga contractual employee in the Abril na ngunya, Mayo na ngunyan, baka kinukulang na si appropriation under the 2017 budget. And so with item number 3, Mr. Chair, igwang mga babayaran sa ibang mga opisina na most probably piga para sirigil naman, kaya po naman kasi supplier si bayad halis sa city government. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Councilor Baldimoro.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I subscribe to the idea of the Honorable Del Castillo and also to the Honorable Labadia na may hinahagad po kitang document pertaining to the list of job order and contractual. May I know, Mr. Chair, if the Secretariat already sent the communication requiring the list?
Mr. Secretary.
We will check that matter, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
So, gusto sabihin po, Mr. Chair, day pa man talagang mayo pang lista dahil day pa man kita naghagad. Anyway, Mr. Chair, may I request that item number 1 and 2 be calendared on the next regular session and i-request po itong mga hinahagad ta and to request the personnel concerned, the city budget officer and the HRMO or a representative from the city mayor to appear before us para po ma-take up na niya. And the rest should be referred to the Committee on Appropriation.
Thank you, Councilor Baldimoro. Councilor Greg Abonel.
Kung pagkakabus, dapat muna paluwason halit sa Secretariat, maaaring lang marami. At the last committee hearing, we already expressed, number 1, kumpletohon mo ng lista. Tayo pa may kaming isasakte.
Was the budget officer present? In other words, he has personal knowledge of this requirement.
Sir Frank Mendoza is Miss Del Castillo, I think. Kaya alam nila na araw ka niyo, let's assume na aproban niyo, paano na naman itong makakadagdag na lista? That's what I'm saying. Ubus kita eh. Yan ang sinasabi na ubus biyaya sa akin, tunganga.
Thank you, Councilor Greg. We refer this to the Committee on Appropriations. Yes, Councilor Baldimoro.
All the items, Mr. Chair. My request is item number 1 and 2 to be taken up on the next session.
Is there a second to the motion? Is there an objection? Councilor Labadia Jr.
Siguro, Mr. Chairman, ika-calendar lang yan. Pag na-receive na kan Sangguniang Panlungsod Secretariat, si mga hinahagad kang Sangguniang Panlungsod. So, we will request the Chairman of the Committee on Rules and the City Secretary to consider na for calendaring this particular item number 2. Kung mayo pa man, Mr. Chairman, dapat na i-calendar.
Okay. Okay. Will that be okay? Okay. In other words, we are approving provisionally the motion subject to the submission of the data that we are requiring from the City Budget Office. Next item.
Letter dated May 2, 2017 from Ms. Honor the City Mayor requesting for re-ratification of the deed of absolute sale between the city and the estate of Irene Mariano involving 137 square meter property where the barangay hall and multipurpose building of the Yangdang stand.
Can we ratify it now? Previously, we had ratified a similar instrument. What's the difference, if any? Does anyone know? Okay. That is explained in the first paragraph, second sentence, and then last paragraph. The inclusion of the technical description is apparently required by the Bureau of Internal Revenue. Deeds like this has to be acted upon immediately by the Sangguniang Panlungsod because of the penalty entailed by the late ratification, late submission to the BIR. So, if there is no... Yes, Councilor Greg Abonan. Any second? Without objection, the same is that an objection? Councilor Rakid Arroyo? Okay, yes, please.
This is supposed to be an amendment, Mr. Chair. Can we have someone certify to us that indeed the previous contract agreed upon or ratified, there's the only change in this contract is the technical description, because we have no opportunity to compare, Mr. Chairman.
Can we refer, Christine, kindly flash before the screen the previous deed of absolute sale? So this is the previous one. Apparently, there is no technical description here, whereas in the document right before us, the narrative technical description is particularly indicated. So that's the difference. Come again, Councilor Rakid Arroyo.
Paragraph in the witness and portion is different from the original.
Transfer. What's the difference?
In the proposed amendment, amended contract, the second paragraph says that the barangay hall and multipurpose building compared says that's 405 square meters. It's already different. Even the third paragraph.
The total area being referred to there is 137. This is the same area stated in the new document. It's the same area. It's not the total area of 405. The subject area is 137 square meters of the 405. The lot given a technical description is only the 137 square meters.
Yeah, yes, Mr. Chair, but the contract presented to us now is not faithful to the manifestation coming from the executive, that what is being changed is only the insertion of a technical description. Meaning we should be looking at exactly the same contract, only that there's an inserted portion. That's the representations made before us.
Can we hear from Attorney Bragais III, in as much as he is supposed to be involved in this document, if that is all right with the members, Councilor Miles? The rules are suspended.
Why were they changed? Yung mga statements.
This new contract, actually, I just shortened it a bit, Your Honor, by deleting some of the not so important paragraphs in the previous deed of sale. But the essence is the same. Essentially, it is the same deed of sale except the inclusion of the technical description. So if you compare really the two documents, there is no change other than the inclusion of the technical description. I just tweaked a little bit this new deed of sale by paraphrasing some of the paragraphs, deleting some portions in other paragraphs, and merging one or two paragraphs, Your Honor. But the essence is the same. There is no change in the deed of sale.
So, can we approve it? Please note that whether if it's in the first or in the second document, the burden of paying for the capital gains tax, documentary stamp tax, is with the city government of Naga. We do not want to incur penalty in the payment thereof. That is why there is a need for us to immediately act on this, unless there is really a problem with the document. Yes, Councilor Rakid Arroyo.
Yes, I am just not comfortable, Mr. Chair, because the representation in the endorsement is different from the document that we are looking at now. Why was there a need to rephrase the content of the previous contract? If you are submitting an amendment and manifesting that only a portion was changed, then that should it be. It should be like that. I'm uncomfortable because I did not have the opportunity to really compare. So this is a contract where we are buying particular property. I think we should be given some time. Maybe we can approve provisionally, Mr. Chair, subject to the findings that indeed there is no material change in this new contract that is being submitted for ratification.
Any second? Without objection, the same is approved. Okay. Thank you, Attorney Bragais III. The rules are reinstated. We proceed to the next item.
Letter dated May 8, 2017 from Mrs. Maria Edna Bongalonta, City Agriculturist, submitting the final agricultural roadmap for review and final approval of the Sangguniang.
Any comment on this? By the way, we acknowledge the presence of the former city agriculturist, now our budget officer, Mr. Frank Mendoza. Anyone? Yes, Councilor Labadia Jr. You still want this to be referred to the committee?
Iyo po.
Okay. Inasmuch as you are the chairman of the committee, we abide. So this is referred to the committee.
We will calendar it, Mr. Chairman, on the next regular session.
After the committee hearing, if any? Okay. Next item.
The report of the Committee on Games and Amusement.
Committee on Games and Amusement. Approve.
Mr. Chairman, may I request for the acknowledgement of my committee report on Committee on Games and Amusement.
Your report, Councilor Audrey Giselle Escoto, is acknowledged.
The Committee on Games and Amusement held its committee hearing last May 9, 2017, and there were 3 items discussed. Item number 1, letter dated April 10, 2017 of Mr. Richard Rivera, General Manager, Palladio Leisure and Development Corporation, requesting for a letter interposing no objection to maintain and operate e-bingo gaming site at Robinson Place, Naga. May I go directly to the disposition, Mr. Chair?
Yes, please.
Disposition. The body resolved to defer the matter in the absence of the proponent. Item number 2. Letter dated January 16, 2017 from Mr. Frederick H. I so moved, Mr. Chair.
Any second? Without objection, same is approved.
Item number 2. Letter dated January 16, 2017 from Mr. Frederick H. Santamaria, Villa Casares Hotel Bingo Boutique Manager, requesting for renewal of authority to operate bingo, which will expire on June 17, 2017. May I go directly to the disposition, Mr. Chair?
Please do.
The body resolved to recommend to the Sangguniang Panlungsod to direct the City Treasurer to conduct again an ocular inspection at Villa Casares Bingo Boutique to see whether Mr. Frederick H. Santamaria has complied with the recommendations of the Bureau of Fire Protection. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Any second? Same is approved.
Last item, letter dated May 2, 2017 of Mr. Robert Arandia, Operator, A&J Grand Carnival, requesting to allow them to put A&J Grand Carnival with bingo games on the vacant lot near Sabang High School and the left portion of LCC Mall Naga called DST lot starting July 15 to September 30, 2017. Disposition, in the absence of the proponent, the body resolved to defer the matter and to recommend to the Sangguniang Panlungsod to invite Mr. Robert Arandia and the school principal or any of his authorized representative of Sabang Elementary and High School on the next committee hearing. I so moved, Mr. Chair.
Any second? Same is approved.
That ends my report, Mr.
Thank you,
Chair.
Councilor Escoto. Do you want to take a break? Let's have a break.
36.
We are here, we are proud. We want the world to come to us and be a part of our hopes, of our dreams, of our new beginning. We will make a different start. We will now open up our door, a city like you've never seen before. Come feel the vibrance, come hear us shout. Experience magic, come to the south. With one proud city we welcome you. What you've been looking for, we have it too. With our commitment we want you to know that we are here and we're about to show that Naga smiles to the world. 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 Naga smiles. Naga smiles to the world.
Naga City in the Bicol region has been known for its evolving unique governance paradigms and local governance programs. In fact, it has been recognized by various national and international institutions, receiving numerous awards for these achievements. The city leadership, with the people's ardent support, continues to inspire creativity, participation, and productivity. Like his predecessor, the late DILG Secretary Jesse M. Robredo, incumbent Mayor John G. Bongat continues to bring honor to the city. The latest of which, among others, is Naga's being a judge for 2 consecutive years, 2015 to 2016, as the country's overall #1 most competitive component city. Naga was likewise chosen in 2013 and 2016 as one of the top next wave cities of the Philippines. Also in 2014, the Lee Kuan Yew Institute of Public Policy of the National University of Singapore recognized Naga's ICT-driven project entitled Using ICT for Civic Engagement Towards Responsive Decision-Making as the most inspiring innovation in e-government and participatory innovations in Asia. Mayor Bongat's aggressive pro-investment platform has yielded positive results. In 2014, BLGF certified that Naga has developed a strong local revenue base from real property and business taxes because of its robust economy, controlling a 44% share in the total revenues of all 7 cities in the Bicol region, a feat that remains unparalleled to date. To cap it all, Mayor Bongat himself received in 2016 the prestigious CEO Excel Award given by the International Association of Business Communicators Philippines for its exemplary leadership in the field of public service. Mayor Bongat, with his game-changing leadership braced by a solid foundation of good governance, is expected to continue leading his beloved city to greater heights. Competitiveness and livability has been the city government's focus since Mayor Bongat assumed office in July 2010. The efforts can be summed up in our Help Your City agenda, which stands for HELP: health, housing, and the urban poor, education, arts, culture, and sports development, livelihood, employment, and human development, peace and order and public safety, cleanliness and environmental protection, and transparency, accountability, and good governance. Truly, Naga City has evolved into a community that is worth living, enjoyable, and sustainable. However, the most important element of Naga City is its people. So, the city government exerts extra effort in providing and sustaining programs for the various sectors. Aside from the multi-awarded Naga City People's Council, NCPC, which is the primary venue for participation in governance by the organized sectors, the city maintains development and programs for its urban poor, PWDs, senior citizen, youth, and women. These programs, offices, and organizations have become institutional expressions of the care and attention provided by the city government to every Nagueño, Nagueña. Just recently, the Manila Times has chosen Naga as one of the top 10 model livable cities in the country. Naga City, beyond being livable, is well on its way to being lovable city, inspiringly livable and adorable indeed.
pasalubong sa'yo. Gawain namin ay napapadali sa pagtutulungan na ganyong sama-samang nananalig kay inang Francia. Handi na kayo dito sa masayang lugar. Handi na kayo dito kami nagkakaisa. Handi na kayo dito sa puso ng Bicolania. Ang Naga, tuloy po kayo sa maubang lugar. Tahimik at masaya, naglalakad sa maayos na kalsada. Sa iyong pag-iisal, magandang ala-alang di mo malilimutan. Gawain namin ay napapadali sa pagtutulungan na ganyong sama-samang nananalig kay inang Francia. Handi na kayo dito sa masayang lugar. Handi na kayo dito kami nagkakaisa. Handi na kayo dito sa puso ng Bicolania. Naga, tuloy po kayo sa maubang lugar. Minsan man kami nadapa. Pagpangalan ang ginagawa. Handi na kayo dito sa masayang lugar. Naga, handi na kayo dito kami nagkakaisa. Handi na kayo dito sa puso ng Bicolania. Ang Naga, tuloy po kayo. Tuloy po kayo. Tuloy po kayo sa maumang lugar.
We're not motivation. One solution is my queen, cause she stays strong. Yeah, she is always in my corner, right there when I wanna. All these other girls are tempting, but I'm empty when you're on. And they say, do you need me? Do you think I'm pretend? Do I make you feel like cheating? I'm like, oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her. Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader.
She wanted to be a cheerleader.
Solution is my queen, cause she stays strong. Yeah, she is always in my corner, right there when I wanna. All these other girls are tempting, but I'm empty when you're gone. And they say, do you need me? Do you think I'm pretend? Do I make you feel like cheating? I'm like, oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her. Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her. Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her. Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her.
She wanted to be a cheerleader.
Into frozen waves where the past comes back to life. Fight fear for the selfish pain, it was worth it every time. Hold still right before we crash, cause we both know how this ends. A clock ticks till it breaks your glass, and I drown in you again. Cause you are the piece of me I wish I didn't need. Chasing relentlessly, still fight, and I don't know why. If our love is tragedy, why are you my remedy? If our love is insanity, why are you my clarity? It cuts deep through our ground and makes us forget all common sense. Don't speak as I try to leave, 'cause we both know what we'll choose. If you pull, then I push too deep and I'll fall right back to you. 'Cause you are the piece of me I wish I didn't need. Chasing relentlessly, still fighting, I don't know why. If our love is tragedy, why are you my remedy? If our love is
we are proud. We want the world to come to us and be a part of our hopes, of our dreams, of our new beginning. We will make a different start. We will now open up our door, a city like you've never seen before. Come feel the vibrance, come hear us shout. Experience magic, come to the south. With one proud city we welcome you. What you've been looking for, we have it too. With our commitment, we want you to know that we are here and we're about to show that Naga smiles to the world. 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 Naga smiles. Naga smiles to the world.
Naga City in the Bicol region has been known for its evolving unique governance paradigms and local governance programs. In fact, it has been recognized by various national and international institutions, receiving numerous awards for these achievements. The city leadership, with the people's ardent support, continues to inspire creativity, participation, and productivity. Like his predecessor, the late DILG Secretary Jesse M. Robredo, incumbent Mayor John G. Bongat continues to bring honor to the city, the latest of which, among others, is Naga's being a judge for 2 consecutive years, 2015 to 2016, as the country's overall #1 most competitive component city. Naga was likewise chosen in 2013 and 2016 as one of the top next wave cities of the Philippines. Also in 2014, the Lee Kuan Yew Institute of Public Policy of the National University of Singapore recognized Naga's ICT-driven project entitled Using ICT for Civic Engagement Towards Responsive Decision-Making as the most inspiring innovation in e-government and participatory innovations in Asia. Mayor Bongat's aggressive pro-investment platform has yielded positive results. In 2014, BLGF certified that Naga has developed a strong local revenue base from real property and business taxes because of its robust economy, controlling a 44% share in the total revenues of all 7 cities in the Bicol region, a feat that remains unparalleled to date. To cap it all, Mayor Bongat himself received in 2016 the prestigious CEO Excel Award given by the International Association of Business Communicators Philippines for its exemplary leadership in the field of public service. Mayor Bongat, with his game-changing leadership graced by a solid foundation of good governance, is expected to continue leading his beloved city to greater heights. competitiveness, and livability has been the city government's focus since Mayor Bongat assumed office in July 2010. The efforts can be summed up in our Help Your City agenda, which stands for HELP. Health, housing, and the urban poor, education, arts, culture, and sports development, livelihood, employment, and human development, peace and order, and public safety, cleanliness, and environmental protection, and transparency, accountability, and good governance. Truly, Naga City has evolved into a community that is worth living, enjoyable, and sustainable. However, the most important element of Naga City is its people. So, the city government exerts extra effort in providing and sustaining programs for the various sectors. Aside from the multi-awarded Naga City People's Council, NCPC, which is the primary venue for participation in governance by the organized sectors, the city maintains development and programs for its urban poor, PWDs, senior citizen, youth, and women. These programs, offices, and organizations have become institutional expressions of the care and attention provided by the city government to every Nagueño, Nagueña. Just recently, the Manila Times has chosen Naga as one of the top 10 model livable cities in the country. Naga City, beyond being livable, is well on its way to being lovable city, inspiringly livable and adorable indeed.
Okay na? Ready na kita? Si counterpart na. Ha? Nawawala? Mayo si secretary. Si City Youth Secretary. individual youth councilors or even pwede man magka-coordinate. Kailan dahil ka ma-obliga? Mas yan yan po.
Missing in action.
Yan na? Itong manunungod sa speech kasi bago naging issue sa inyo. Kasi ang presumption, it's responsible for our own actions. Okay. Session is now resumed.
The report to the Committee on Appropriations.
Who will render the report? The Honorable Maria Risa Anica Marco.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. May I request for the acknowledgement of the Committee Report on Appropriations?
Your report is duly acknowledged.
So, the committee report was held last May 9, 2017, and there was a quorum, and there were 3 items discussed. First item, Resolution number 2017-013 of Barangay Igualdad, this city, entitled Enter into a Memorandum of Agreement with the City Government of Naga for the transfer of fund representing the price for 2015 parolan sa barangay to cover 1 unit motorcycle. Mr. Chair, may I go directly on the disposition?
Please proceed.
Disposition on motion of Honorable Vidal P. Castillo, seconded by Honorable Elmer S. Valdemoro, the committee resolved to recommend to the Sangguniang Panlungsod the approval of the request of Barangay Igualdad for the transfer of fund amounting to 50,000 pesos, representing the price during the 2015 parolan sa barangay. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Second. Without objection, the same is approved.
Second item, first endorsement dated April 21, 2017 from the Office of the City Mayor endorsing the letter dated April 14, 2017 from Ms. Peña Francia S. Bagasina, student, Mariners Polytechnic Colleges, requesting financial assistance in connection with her participation to the ASEAN Youth Exchange on Education Program 2017 on July 3 to 8, 2017 in Vietnam. In the absence of the requesting party, this item was deferred. The committee resolved to invite again the requesting party to the next hearing of this committee. I so move, Mr. Chair.
So this item is deferred.
Last item, letter dated April 6, 2017 from Mr. Rayland A. De Sierra and Ms. Erica James R. Rojas, students at the Ateneo de Naga University, asking financial assistance for their participation in the 27th International Conference on Psychology and Language Research on December 28 to 29, 2017 at Asian Institute of Technology, Conference Center, Bangkok, Thailand. Mr. Chair, may I go directly on the disposition?
Yes, please.
Disposition,
on motion of Honorable Elmer S. Baldemoro, seconded by Honorable Vidal P. Castillo, the committee resolved to recommend to the Sangguniang Panlungsod to extend the financial assistance amounting to 20,000 pesos to Mr. Rayland A. Dishera and Ms. Erica James R. Rojas, students, and Ms. Shana Marie O. Montales, research instructor, Ateneo de Naga University, in connection with their participation in the 27th International Conference on Psychology and Language Research, which will be held at the Asian Institute of Technology Conference Center, Bangkok, Thailand, on December 28 to 29, 2017. Chargeable against the donations account with the condition that they submit the requirements as mandated by Ordinance Number 2005-029.
Any second? Which donation account? Mayor's office? Mayor's office? Okay. Without objection, same is approved.
I so move, Mr. Chair. That ends my report.
Thank you, Councilor Marco. Next item.
The report to the Committee on Environment and Energy.
Committee on Environment to be rendered by Councilor Llorente.
Mr. Chair, I move for the acknowledgement of my report.
Your report is duly acknowledged.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Committee on Environment and Energy conducted a committee hearing last May 2017. There were 2 items discussed. First item, scope closure of Balatas dump site. Second item, progress status report of the sanitary landfill. May I go directly to the disposition, Mr. Chair?
Okay.
Disposition, the committee decided to just wait for the report of the technical working group before we invite the personnel of the DENR in the regular session of the Sangguniang Panlungsod. Furthermore, request the technical working group to the chairman for the update and presentation on the timetable for the development of the sanitary landfill at San Isidro. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Any second?
That
Without
ends my
objection,
report, Mr.
same is approved. Thank you, Councilor Llorente. Yes, Councilor Del Castillo.
In addition to that, may we request that the Secretary send a communication to Mr. Willie Prillis to give us an update of the progress of the development of the sanitary landfill at San Isidro.
Okay, the Secretary is so instructed. Thank you, Councilor Del Castillo. Next item.
The report of the Committee on Transport. With 7A, the proposed amendatory ordinance amending Section 57 of the traffic ordinance. The letter of Mr. Henry Adorable, Barangay Triangulo, submitting copy of the extrajudicial settlement. And 7C, the invitation to the TECOM.
Who will render the report? Councilor Kerwin Hidalgo.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. May I request for the acknowledgement of my committee report?
Your report is duly acknowledged.
The Committee on Transport held its committee hearing on May 3, 2017, and there were 8 matters discussed. First item, first endorsement dated May 5, 2017, endorsing the new application for the Trimobile franchise of the following. May I go directly to the disposition, Mr. Chair?
Yes, please.
Disposition, finding all the documents that were submitted are complete and in order, on the motion of Honorable Del Castillo and jointly seconded by Honorable Baldemoro and Honorable Sanchez Jr., the body resolved to recommend to the Sangguniang Panlungsod for the passage of a resolution granting for the transfer of Trimobile franchise of the following persons, namely, sidecar number 021 Maroon from Salvador Noblesala to Eric A. Noblesala. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Without objection, the same is approved.
Sidecar number 020 White from Dominador A. Aringo to Randy S. Aringo. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Without objection, same is approved.
Item number 2, letter dated April 21, 2017 of Mr. Joseph R. Altesa, Trimobile Operator, asking for reconsideration regarding his Trimobile franchise. May go directed to the disposition, Mr. Chair.
Yes, please.
Finding the reason for non-renewal of Trimobile franchise by Mr. Joseph R. Altesa of Del Rosario, Naga City, as meritor meritorious and justifiable on motion of Honorable Baldemoro and jointly seconded by Honorable Del Castillo and Honorable Sanchez Jr., the body resolved to recommend to the Sangguniang Panlungsod to grant the applicant 30 days from today to comply with all the requirements for the processing of transfer of Trimobile franchise. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Any second? Yes, Councilor Labadia Jr.
Parehas yan duman sa surat ni Judge Soler. Ang tema kang surat kaniyong i-endorse ni...
Correct.
So, sa resolution, Mr. Chairman, ano si specific na pinaabot na kay Judge Soler? And then, anong specific na sinasabi taligdiyo sa applicant na si Joseph Altesa? Kasi we have already decided na si mga tinatawan tang 15 aldaw, tinatawan tang 30 aldaw. Siguro ma-check ta, Mr. Chairman, kung lampas naman sila duman sa tinauta, baka maski meritorious. Saka, ano yan si meritorious na and justifiable na sinasabi kang aplikante, Mr. Chairman?
We will ask the Chairman of the Committee on Transportation.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. As to the question whether the request necessitates a positive response, the committee, Mr. Chair, was unanimous in accepting the appeal. We have considered the appeal and we applied the uniform nila po. 30 days po sigabos na tinaming, we are recommending that we give them 30 days to comply with the ordinance. After that, totally ano na siya. Number 2, Mr. Chair, hindi po takarig to give tawag dito. After po na maipas kang Sangguniang itong cancellation, nagkakapira lang po si nag-appeal. Saro na po dyan itong ki Atty. Soler, hindi po ki Altesa, and garo igwa pa ning 2 o 3. Other than that, mana po kaming na-receive. So, yun lang po si interesado talagang ma-recover sa indang mga franchises. So, we are recommending, Mr. Chair, that we give them a uniform period of 30 days to comply.
When will the 30-day period start?
Upon our approval of the request.
Or should it be upon receipt of the notice?
Yes. Upon receipt of the notice of the approval of their...
Okay. Yes, Councilor Labadia?
So, sa pagkaintindi ko, Mr. Chairman, pangalawa ini, and then, igwa na lang tulong nagsurat na posibleng marayman ang rason kung taano day nakarehistro. Other than the 3, Mr. Chairman, day na kita ma-accept. Ang gusto kong sabihin, Mr. Chairman, sa pag-committee hearing, nagsurat po yan digdi sa Sangguniang, and then we will prepare sa Committee on Transportation.
Yes, that's what we did. There was a letter seeking our reconsideration on our decision. It was calendared under new business, and we referred that to the committee, which immediately acted thereon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, igwa na lang, Mr. Chairman, ling tulo, posibleng pag-adalan kang committee. The next letter will be considered as mayo na, cancelled na, Mr. Chairman.
I think what was said by the committee is that there are at least 3 more pending before the committee. Okay. Councilor Greg Abonal.
May I just verify? I heard that 30 days is the allowance given to these who have applied for reconsideration?
To apply, comply with the necessary requirements.
Yeah,
30 days from notice.
Regardless of whether their franchise expired. Kasi the ordinance...
The franchise actually expired already.
Yeah, but the ordinance that I think the allowance that we gave was 15 days for certain year and 30 days for certain year. Now it's uniform 30 days.
No. It's like this. For those franchises which were not renewed as of 2014, they were considered canceled.
Okay.
For those 2015, we gave 30 days. For 2016, we gave 15 days. This one, the subject matter of this one covers those not renewed from 2014 down. 2014 down.
Meaning 2013, 2014.
That's correct. 2012, 2011, or 2010. And we gave then Attorney Soler 30 days. We are also giving this applicant 30 days from notice.
Paano po yung mga nag-expire nung 2015?
30 days. We have not yet declared them cancelled. For those which expired within the year 2015, there was no declaration from us that the franchises are deemed cancelled unless the period given, which is 30 days, had already elapsed. For 2016, we gave 15 days. Councilor Baldemoro.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Gusto talang pong ma-clarify sa Secretariat ito pong pig-mention mo. Pakaintindi ko po, 2014 below, cancel. 2015, we're giving 15 days. And 2016, we're giving 30 days.
Yeah. I stand corrected.
Yes, Mr. Chair. And another thing, Mr. Chair, siguro, mayo man, just to clarify, mayo pa man decision, mayo pa recommendation ng committee na ito na lang tulo ang akuun. So, kung may mag-abot, we will tackle. Dahil iyo man po ni Mr. Chair itong opportunity katong mga na-cancel na. In fact, we already cancel the franchise kato pong 2014 and below. And yet, may mga nag-a-appeal. So, kung may ma-receive pa pong appeal letter, the committee will tackle. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Councilor Baldemoro. Councilor Labadia Jr.
Mr. Chairman, nahiling ko kaya si decision ta last time na di ko naabot na approve na palan. Pero unfair duman sa mga 2015 and 2016. Kasi pigsabi ta, ang 2014 is cancelled. And then pa nagpa-reconsider sinda, ang tinawan ta sinda ng 30 days. Di ang gusto sabihon, mas maray pa si 2014 na cancel na sa kisa duman sa 2015 na tinatawan tang 15 days. So, lumang ko dahil maintindihan, Mr. Chairman, na 2014, 2015, 2016. Ngunyan nag-request ng 2014 cancelled na nga ni Sinda, tinawan ta pa ng 30 days. Si 2015 na kakansilon ta, tinawan ta lang 15 days. So sa kuya, Mr. Chairman, nakadesisyon na kita, so we will go ahead with that. Pero Mr. Chairman, mas maray siguro, pag igong mga araw kanina nag-request, ang ikakaagta dyan, primero anong taon, and then kaso arin na-receive. Takon na tauan ta naman na-receive din na nga pizza 1, nagpadara sindang surat pizza 16, 2015 sinda, ditapos naman yan. So yan, maski may surat na reconsideration, dapat later na i-reconsider. So ito pa lang, Mr. Chairman, sa new business pa lang, siguro digdi pa lang, there will be no more referrals to the Committee on Transportation. Yan lang request na, Mr. Chairman, sa Secretariat, na pag may mga surat na arog kayan, ready na kita sa information para din na magluman sa Committee on Transport. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. The Secretary is instructed to provide this body the desired information. Councilor Rakid Arroyo.
Actually, yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Related duman sa concern, and therefore, may we seek clarification from Honorable Baldemoro about what he said, because since he's a committee member, the committee's understanding actually of what the decision of the Sangguniang was should be very clear. Ang nadadawag ko kay Councilor Baldemoro, Mr. Chair, is pag may nag-apply giraray, duman sa mga dahil naka-renew as of 2014, hihilingon giraray kung ano si reason, kung tano ta dahil naka-apply or naka-renew. I don't think we don't have any jurisdiction because we have not set the guidelines as to the criteria when the application to be given the opportunity or privilege to renew will be evaluated. Anong criteria ang gagamitin kang committee, Mr. Chair, kung tatanggapon paninda ang mga application for renewal kadtong mga dai naka-renew as of 2014?
Okay. Councilor Elmer Baldemoro, and then after you, Councilor Del Rosario.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ang pigsimbagan ko lang po itong sabi ni Councilor Labadia na after these 3 letters, dahil na maako. Ang sinasabi ko po, kung may ma-receive pa, i-accept yan kang committee. Ang pag-uulayan po itong request for the reconsideration, not on the application. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Councilor Baldemoro. Councilor Del Rosario, would you like to add to?
Yes, ito pong concern ni Councilor Labadia, why 30 days, iba 15 days lang. Dipisilo po kayo niya paglakawan ng papers sa ibang agencies, lalo na po pag di ka naka-renew, di ka nakasabay duman sa mga pag-update. So talagang mahanap ka ng records mo. So I think pigre-recommend mo po Sangguniang na tanang sindaning at least leeway ning sa sufficient time na 30 days na nga rigman malamag din da si mga paglakaw kang papeles. I think that's ano lang po, medyo equitable on the part of the other. We are recommending that to the plenary. Then second, as to the jurisdiction, tama po si Madam Councilor Miles na may ng jurisdiction, but we always give we always treat every request with care, and kaya po pigano yung kang committee pigde-deliberate care and with compassion. Pigde-deliberate mi po. Then pag nahiling mi pong na meritorious, ginagadan mi tulo sa committee. Pero pag nahiling mi pong pwede man na i-elevate pa sa hagad ang tabang sa mga pag-iriba sa konseho, pigi-elevate mi po giraray.
Okay. Councilor Rakid Arroyo?
Yes, that's actually my concern, Mr. Chair, because if we decide that way, then we become very subjective. Dapat igwang i-recommend ang committee, Mr. Chair, ng criteria against which they will evaluate the appeal or appeal for reconsideration of the decision that franchise not renewed as of 2014 is declared cancelled. So what is the basis of the committee? That would be very subjective, Mr. Chair. Like for example, in the disposition of the committee, they just said that it's worthy of reconsidering. But what's the reason? There's no reason why they're able to say this. Remember that we are reconsidering our decision here, and therefore our reconsideration must base on substantial grounds we have all agreed upon, so that that situation will be applicable to everyone.
Councilor Del Rosario?
Yes,
can you provide some basis, some guidance, some criteria which we can use later on for our
for example,
decision?
There was that appeal concerning yung mother niya na hospitalized, and si gagastuhon sa pag-renew nagamit duman sa hospitalization na pigiling mo po si mga medical records, talagang very substantial si na-incur na amount sa hospital. So pig-reconsider. May instance man po, Madam Councilor, na immediately we rejected because dahil po nahiling na so we also have set a certain standard as far as the committee. Then kaya po nga although we have set that as far as the committee, we are still trying to lobby that to the plenary kung accept ng plenary.
Okay. To obviate any further discussion on these two things, number one, there is nothing in the report which will tell the members of this body as to the reason why we are reconsidering our decision. I am referring to the factual basis. What we have here is the disposition, and contained in the disposition is the conclusion that the request before us is meritorious. But the factual basis for concluding that it is meritorious is not stated. Number two, really we have to formulate some criteria or guidelines which will become basis in deciding whether to grant or not the request. To avoid any subjectivity, for us to be more objective in deciding matters like this. So that's the suggestion of Councilor Arroyo insofar as number 2 is concerned. So if the committee can come up with that, can consider that for our possible discussion during our next regular session. But for the meantime, we are faced with this motion. Do we approve it or not? Earlier there was a motion, it was seconded. Do I hear an objection? Councilor Akid Arroyo.
May we have, Mr. Chair, the basis of the committee for this recommendation?
Okay, the committee please. The factual basis. Why do we say that the request is meritorious?
The committee is saying that the requests, there are 3 requests there, Mr. Chair.
No, let us focus first on the request of Mr. Joseph Altesa, because that's what is pending before us.
Because for the reason that he was unable, si letter. He was unable to renew his franchise in on time because of there were 7 reasons stated in the letter. I think numbers 2, 3, 4, and 5 and 6 are substantial basis for us granting the 30-day period within which he should work for the renewal of his franchise.
Okay. So, given these reasons, Councilor Labadia Jr.
Mr. Chairman, sa iling ko ang pinakabalid lang dyan sa 7, yan number 6. When I approached the office for the renewal of the franchise and gave me the requirement, I was never told my franchise will be cancelled or had been cancelled. So, yan 6 and 7 siguro, Mr. Chairman. Kasi from 1 to 5, dahil man hinahagad ang mga bagay na pangyayari, pero obligasyon kang kada sa to kung ano ang nasa lay, gibuhon ta. So, yan, Mr. Chairman, ang sailing ko, yan, pag-ulayan, yan, item number 6 and number 7, Mr. Chairman.
But if we are favorably considering all the other reasons,
the 1 to 5, Mr. Chairman, I don't think yan pwedeng maging meritorious or justifiable.
Okay.
But only item number 6 and number 7.
Okay. So even if we, let's say, delete or we do not consider items 5, 6, or even 7, we can still consider the request on the basis of the other reasons, right? Okay. So given that, is there an objection? Councilor Akid Arroyo?
Reason number 6, which Councilor Labadia considers meritorious, says that 3 weeks ago, I approached the office for the renewal of the franchise and gave me the requirement, but I was never told my franchise would be cancelled or funded cancelled. But despite not being informed, he knew that he did not renew his franchise for several years. How many years has he not renewed this franchise? For how many years? For how many years?
in other words, the franchise is not renewed yearly. When a franchise is given, that's for a period of 3 years. And it is renewed before the lapse of the 3-year period.
Yes. I believe, Mr. Chair, the more objective reason would be that even if he did not renew his franchise, he was granted mayor's permit. Was he granted mayor's permit? Because mayor's permit is supposed to be secured every year. So if he had mayor's permit, and that's sufficient basis. In fact, that's the ground under the proposed ordinance that I have just filed. Kung pig-recognize na Mr. Chair ang right niya to operate it, then kita pwedeng mag-backtrack dyan and penalize him. No? So kung igwa siyang mayor's permit despite the non-renewal of the franchise, because that has happened, then that would be the reason. But not because he was not informed. I mean, he should know that if he did not renew, he had no franchise.
In fact, item number 6 should not be considered as a meritorious reason. It's unmeritorious.
Yes, it's unmeritorious.
Okay. That was my understanding.
Yes.
Okay. So I think everyone is in agreement. But insofar as the other reasons are concerned,
No, Mr. Chair, if they were operating, then there's no reason for non-renewal of franchise. But if they were operating under a mayor's permit without a renewed franchise, then that could be a ground to renew his franchise so that we can formalize really the official action of the city of recognizing his right to operate the Trimobile.
Councilor Del Rosario?
Igwa ba siyang permit?
We go back to the reason number 1 why he was unable to renew.
Okay. Councilor Baldemoro.
On my part, Mr. Chair, regardless of the reason, kadakol yan rason. Pero I understand na ini pong prangkesa, either pinaman naman yan o binakal. Importanteng marayan sa sarong pamilya. Kaya nakikiulay sinda na i-reconsider na mataon sinang opportunity to renew. Pig-cancel ta na po si mga prangkesa ninda without informing them. In-inform ta po sinda, cancel na si prangkesa ninda. Ngunyan po, nakikiulay lang sa to, na i-reconsider. So, ang disposition po kang committee is to give 30 days. So, tawan ta po ning opportunity na tawan ning 30 days para ma-renew ninda. Kung dahil po ninda makomply giraray, totally cancel na itong franchise. Iyon man lang po ang pinapakiulay ninda. Matawan lang opportunity na masikaso ninda. And the committee gave 30 days. Baka po pwedeng makonsider man. Kung dahil po ninda maasikaso within 30 days, so nasa sa inda na po. But
thank you, Councilor Baldemoro. Will you still be speaking on another matter? Yes. Councilor Mila Rakid Arroyo.
Yes, Mr. Chair, to respond to what Councilor Baldemoro said, di man kita nagtatagas digdi. In fact, we want to grant them. But we should have a basis, Mr. Chair, para kung igwa ulit mag-apply sa tuya, then we will use the same guideline. Hindi kita masabihan na may paborito kita. Yan ang point kung taano tabat igwa kitang criteria when we decide. So, gusto kong sabihin ba iyan, pag may mapunta, itong gabos na nagka-cancel or di naka-renew, pag mapunta sinda na magsabi sindang may nagkahelang kaya sa family, then we will grant. Because if we do it this way, then we're setting precedent for the basis of our decision. Kaya ang question ko nga ni, igo bang mayor's permit sindang sa operation ninda during the time na daisinda naka-renew ng franchise? Kung igwang mayor's permit, then that's already an admission on the part of the city that we have recognized their right to operate. And therefore, we can formalize it by granting them opportunity to renew the franchise that has been declared cancelled. So, yan ang question ko. Has the committee, was the committee able to look into the data record, whether he had mayor's permit for all the years that he had no franchise? Igwang data tabi kaya, nahiling ba yan kang committee?
The committee, please.
Based on the, Madam, based on the letter, item number 7, only after securing the clearance from BIR and SSS, that when I was told that why franchise has been cancelled or dropped. Meaning, after securing BIR and SSS clearances, Madam, probably, pasiring na siya duman sa pag-secure kang mayor's permit. as far as I'm concerned, mayo kaming data as whether
encountered and express